Okay, another episode of the Outliers Mining Mini Series. I am excited today to be interviewing Kownatka, our manager of asset management. He's a extremely experienced asset management professional. Adam, welcome.
Hello, Ryan.
So, without boring people on details from your LinkedIn or the Outliers website, you can find all of Adam's background there. What's something that we wouldn't know by looking at your resume?
My resume is very interesting. It's fairly lengthy and potentially boring, but the interesting part is that I have a science degree, not an engineering degree. After graduating, I got a job as project coordinator for a large facility, and I was able to progress through the projects department, get the PMP designation, and do a little bit of education, and then move towards maintenance and operations, where I started on the floor. I worked as millwright, and then went back into the office, did operational and did maintenance management professional certifications, which provided me a lot of education, and I was able to couple that with field execution and leadership.
Okay, what's the biggest team you managed, Adam?
About 300 people, but as turnaround manager, the total team was a much larger, but that included all sorts of contractors.
Yeah, really interesting. And now you're in the consultant business. But what I like about your approach is you talk about you need to have the leadership side, and you also have to have the technical side. You can be a great visionary leader, but if you don't have the technical skills, especially in something as complicated as maintaining a massive facility or a mobile fleet, kind of good luck. But you need both of those. So, why don't you kick us off there? What's your approach?
Well, that's an excellent point. In that the human factors are very important in providing coaching and training when it comes to leadership. But then there are programs, and those are complex, I would say. Integrity, reliability, frameworks that include sophisticated tools. However, being able to implement that within a framework and demonstrate to the organization that level of sophistication is key, and then be able to train and coach organizations and their future leaders in being able to both be technically strong, but also be able to facilitate and lead.
So you mentioned a framework. So what's the ideal kind of asset management framework that you're normally coaching to?
Ooh, that's a heavy duty question. I'm going to skirt that issue by saying best practices that are able to support an organization, provide leadership, look at the way that design, execution, and stewardship and the set of tool sets within it support the vision of the maintenance and reliability team. And how do we prioritize? How do we evaluate criticality of equipment? And what tools do we do and use to evaluate that criticality?
Yeah, sure. And I guess ultimately you want to get the most value that you can out of the equipment that you've got. Like I said, you've got resources in terms of plant and people. How do you match the two of them?
I would say there is a large number of variables. Having the mission for the reliability team, having strategic vision for the business, and understanding where equipment came from, what are we using it for, and then having stewardship against both downtime reporting as well as reliability targets based on that criticality I was talking about. That's definitely one way of achieving production targets and understanding what our equipment can do for us and how to support our equipment in a sustainable and in a smooth fashion.
So when it comes to, after you got that framework, something you talk a lot about, enthusiasm. What does that mean to you?
A little bit of being a cheerleader. I would say that business processes, that even the words business process begins to sound a little bit dull. There is, boxes, arrows, and decisions, and we are told that we're a small cog in a big machine. But I would say as we go up in our leadership skill set, we need to be able to demonstrate enthusiasm, which at times is not necessarily fun. I mean, all work should be fun. Otherwise, let's stay
Right.
home. But enthusiasm is absolutely key. And also demonstrate leadership in that it pulls our team, and people find it easier to follow a leader. They find it easier to obey the requests or to have the desire that has been presented to them, and pull others along with them.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, Adam, a lot to unpack here, and we could probably talk about this for hours. If people wanted to reach out to you to find more, best way to get you?
LinkedIn, OMS website. We provide training, coaching. We look at the asset management team looks at people and the human factors. And as I mentioned earlier, we look at business processes and the level of sophistication and perspective that the organization requires.
Yeah, a lot of fun. And you guys have had some big wins. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.